After a brief glimpse into his past, we see Max captured by the War Boys, who serve the tyrannical Immortan Joe. The War Boys, a cult-like group of young men, revere Joe as a god and are eager to prove themselves in battle. Max is taken to the Citadel, where he is imprisoned and used as a blood bag for Nux, a desperate war boy suffering from illness. Inside the Citadel, we witness the oppressive regime of Immortan Joe. He controls the water supply and uses it to manipulate the populace, keeping them subservient. The camera pans over the stark contrast between the wealth and power of Joe and the suffering of his subjects. Meanwhile, Furiosa, one of Joe's trusted imperators, prepares for a mission to retrieve gasoline from Gas Town and ammunition from the Bullet Farm. However, she has a hidden agenda. She plans to escape with Joe's 5 wives: Toast, Capable, the Dag, Cheeto, and Angered, who are kept as breeding stock in his harem. As Furiosa drives the heavily armored war rig out of the Citadel, she quickly reveals her cunning and resourcefulness. The wives are initially terrified but soon realize Furiosa's intentions are to free them. When Immortan Joe discovers their escape, he rallies his forces with a furious determination to reclaim what he believes is rightfully his. The chase begins almost immediately as Immortan Joe dispatches his war party to hunt down Furiosa and the wives. This section of the film is characterized by relentless action sequences that showcase George Miller's masterful direction and choreography. As Furiosa navigates through treacherous terrain, she demonstrates her driving skills and combat prowess. During their escape, they encounter various obstacles and enemies. One notable sequence involves a confrontation with a gang of bikers known as the Bullet Farmer. This battle is intense and chaotic. Furiosa war rig is attacked from all sides while Max struggles to fend off attackers. In this moment of chaos, Angered sacrifices herself to protect the others but is ultimately killed by Joe's forces. As they flee deeper into the wasteland, they face a massive sandstorm that creates both an opportunity for escape and an additional layer of danger. The storm obscures visibility and creates disorientation among both pursuers and fugitives. This sequence highlights not only the physical challenges of their environment but also their emotional struggles as they grapple with loss and fear. In one harrowing moment during the storm, Max manages to escape from Nux once again but finds himself torn between his instinct for survival and his growing sense of responsibility towards Furiosa and the wives. The film expertly intertwines action with character development as Max begins to forge an uneasy alliance with Furiosa. After surviving the storm, Furiosa decides they need allies if they are to stand against Immortan Joe. They make contact with a group known as the Vuvolini, warrior women who have survived in the wasteland for generations. The Vuvolini reveal that Furiosa's childhood home, known as the Green Place, has been destroyed by Joe's forces. This revelation adds emotional weight to Furiosa's mission. She is not only fighting for her own survival but also for her lost homeland. The group decides to head toward the Citadel instead of continuing into unknown territory. In this act of defiance against Joe's tyranny, they prepare for a final confrontation. As they approach the Citadel, they encounter more of Joe's forces in an epic showdown filled with explosive action sequences that highlight both their desperation and determination. The climactic battle features stunning visuals, vehicles colliding in high-speed chases across barren landscapes while explosions light up the sky. Each character plays a crucial role. Nux's transformation from a loyal follower of Joe to a self-sacrificing hero culminates in a poignant moment where he crashes his vehicle into Rictus Erectus, Joe's grotesque son, in an act of redemption. Furiosa faces off against Immortan Joe in a brutal confrontation that symbolizes her fight against oppression. In this moment, she embodies strength and resilience as she overcomes her captor in a final act of defiance. With Immortan Joe defeated and his reign ended, Max helps Furiosa recover from her injuries after their fierce battle. They return to the Citadel alongside the surviving wives and Vuvolini warriors. The citizens rejoice at their newfound freedom upon learning about Joe's demise. Water flows freely once again as hope begins to blossom in this desolate world. In an emotional farewell scene, Max shares a brief but meaningful connection with Furiosa before disappearing into the crowd once more, symbolizing his continued journey as a lone warrior while leaving behind a legacy of hope and empowerment for those who remain.